I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. KERN.
Mr. Flores, turn this up. Thank you very much.
I had 3 more seconds and I had the whole thing. I was supposed to have 3 minutes.
Sir, thank you. Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
It's the JR Show. From Studio 99 at the American General Media Complex, here is your host, JR.
Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com. You can download the Kern Radio app to your smart device. Take us anywhere you go. Plus, find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can also find us streaming live on YouTube. That's right. Head over there right now. Just go to YouTube and search up Kern Radio. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and you can watch us from the Kern Radio studios. They are powered by Adaptive Networks. For your IT needs, call them 661-241-0638. That's 661-241-0638. It's Adaptive Networks. And welcome to the JR Show. We have a great one for you lined up today. No guests, but a lot of topics to discuss. We'll talk about this city. They have a meeting tomorrow in which they'll discuss the budget. Not only that, they're going behind closed doors for discussions. I'll tell you what those are going to be about. And more road pavement coming to Bakersfield. I'll tell you where you can expect to see that, when, and how much that will cost. Plus, the Kern High School District has entered into an agreement with ChatGPT. I'll explain and ask the question, is it a good idea to have AI in the classroom? The California High-Speed Rail has once again moved the station, I guess, expected for, planned for, the one that we knew was never going to happen, but somehow they convinced city leaders that it would, has now moved the station for the Bakersfield area portion of the track, which they promise will be built. I'll tell you where they have now said the new location for the, I guess, not so much downtown station of Bakersfield. Hell, it's, if I look at it on a map, it's probably not even Bakersfield technically, but I'll explain, because they're by golly, they are dead set on building the tracks from Modesto. Which one is it, Chris? Gosh dang it. Which one's,
sure it's Merced.
Which one's further? Modesto? Mendocino.
I mean, does it really matter? No
It
one wants to
doesn't.
go.
It's never going to happen. So it really doesn't matter. But they want to do that portion of the track. I'll tell you not only where the new station will go, but how much it will cost. And had an interesting conversation last night with the lady. And we sit around. We'll get together and watch a movie every once in a while. And we're both candy nerds. So I'll bring a candy. She's got a candy. And there was a discussion over one of the candies that she had. And they're gummies, but not those kinds of gummies, Chris. Calm down. They're gummies, but I'll explain when we get to the segment. It's a new thing, and I probably should save it for Wellness Wednesdays, but it's basically, do you know what you eat? Do you know what you're eating? Do you know what you are putting inside of your mouth? I'll explain later in the show. And if you guys want to join in at any time, 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. That's the number. You can call in, you can text. You can also jump in the chat on YouTube as well, or send me emails, jr@kernradio.com. Another rescue out of the Kern River is taking place, apparently. A bunch of, I call them kids, but I suppose they're not kids. Well, one of them at least is kids, ages 17 through 21, 5 altogether went into the river. 4 of them were rescued. 1 is still missing. Rescue is on the scene now, I believe. I know I saw video this morning of they had the drone out tracing along the river there, and they were up in Hart Park, and it's just another reminder. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to tell you guys this year, and I'm sorry. It's
Well, you know what it is, though.
what is it? Chris?
It's people coming from out of town
Yeah, I didn't
that are
get
hearing all these stories about how cool the
how
river
cool it is. Yeah, and then they think, well, Hart Park, that can't be that bad, right? It's Hart Park. We can just jump in right here. Look, it looks calm. No, it doesn't. And then you mix in the age, dude, because I remember being in my 20s. Me and my cousin and I would go down there, and we were dumb. We didn't ever go in, but we thought we could jump across rocks and stuff, and try to get to the other. Just stay away from it. Stay completely away from the Kern River, whether it's in the canyon, whether it's at Hart Park, wherever. I don't even care right now. Don't even go at the river down right by Truxton. Just stay out. What's the saying? Stay out, stay alive.
Wouldn't you rather be at a beach anyway?
I'm telling you, you could drive to the coast and you'll be there in an hour and 45 minutes. Okay, maybe 2 hours for some of you, but me, it's an hour like and a half.
Go to Pismo.
Well,
No, go
just
to Pismo.
don't stab somebody if you go to Pismo, though, okay? We get a bad rep as it is. You heard about it over the weekend. What was it, Saturday on something? Some guy getting arrested from Bakersfield, attempted murder,
No.
stabbing somebody in Pismo. If you want to go to Pismo, that's fine. Pismo is Bakersfield West. It's whatever. But yeah, just stay out of the river. 17 to 21-year-olds, 4 of them rescued, 1 still missing. And this happened yesterday evening. I say evening. It was around 5:30 that they had to call for rescue. And do I have to be that guy? Do I have to be that guy that says the one that's missing? It's not looking good. If you don't get pulled out of there pretty quickly, it's probably because you're sucked under somewhere. And I hate to be that like grim about it, but that's just the nature of that river. It will suck you down. It will just put you underneath the rock that you cannot get out of, and they will not find your body for 3 months, and it'll turn up in a canal somewhere. I'm sorry again. I hate to be grim, but I feel like I have to be that graphic with it so that people take me serious when I say, please stay out of the river. I don't care if you're in your 20s and you think you're the best swimmer, you're like Michael Phelps and whatever. No, stay out of the river. I hopefully I don't have to say that anymore during the summer, but I have a feeling that we are going to. Some other local, just small stories going around. The CHP did a DUI kind of, not a checkpoint, more of like a saturation, I guess they call it, of the city, and kind of just going around and pulling people over, basically. This is the better way to do it, because what do we hear when we hear about DUI checkpoints? Oh, they caught 1 DUI guy and 3 other guys for no suspended license or registration, and 2 vehicles were towed away. And the operation took 12 hours and 100 men to do so. It's like, really? 2 guys? Well, at least the Highway Patrol in their saturation efforts, 19 DUI drivers from the course of Saturday night at 6 p.m. till Sunday morning at 6 a.m. 19. Not by doing a checkpoint, not by setting up where half the town can see you set up the dang checkpoint, and then by then it's posted on Facebook somewhere. Shout out to Kern County Activities who refuses. They will say it. You know what? We ain't posting checkpoints because we want people to get. As much as we get.
They want content.
Well, I was going to say, as much as they get views and content for bad accidents and stuff like that, they're not like, hey, here's the checkpoint. No, they're like, no, we do not post checkpoints. Quit sending them to us.
I do respect that, but at the same time, don't do it out of a sense of morality here, because you
Yeah,
guys,
you
got,
guys
come
are-
on
They're,
now.
not, they're just telling the news, Chris.
I get it. Again, I'm no slander towards them. I love them too.
They're great.
I'm just saying in general, don't sit there and try to claim morality, because we all know.
Well, you got to go to the backup to get the bad stuff.
Uh-huh.
When you get to the backup,
That's what the
page,
backup's for.
that's
Yeah,
what the
that's what the
backup's
backup's
for.
for. Yep.
Got to have the backup. But they got 19 DUI drivers. Tell me that doesn't work better. Tell me that should not be the way to go now. Is screw the checkpoints. They don't work. We all agree. We all realize that it's just a waste of time and money. If you really, really want to get DUI drivers, obviously the CHP knows how. They showed up in town over the weekend and just in 12 hours on Saturday night pulled over 19 DUI guys, plus 6 other arrests, 22 cars total taken in. I think we can agree this is the way to do it. Please, I do not want to see another checkpoint, just like I don't want to see another person get in the river. Okay? All right, I'm going to get through one more thing and then we'll take a break. This one's a little touchy, Chris. Over the weekend, I saw some postings this afternoon, morning, whatever, on social media about a parade that took place
Mhm.
in Oleander over the weekend. I won't say what type of parade because it really doesn't matter. Okay? My only question is, did they have a permit? Because they were all at Bill Park and then they did this whole little, we're going to walk the Oleander neighborhood up and down streets, and it was a pretty good turnout. But I was just curious, and if they do, hell, more power to them. But I was just curious, did they have a permit? Because I'll go back to the Westchester 4th of July parade. That ain't going to happen this year because the city of Bakersfield decided that you guys are going to, I could write you guys a ticket. You guys need a permit for that little parade that you have down there. It takes all of 15 minutes. Not only that, I have family members, sorry to out y'all, that were invited to a different neighborhood parade in a different neighborhood. I won't say which one. But I'm just curious, do they have permits? If you're going to start something and crack down on one neighborhood, all I'm saying, you've set the standard. You better go into every single one of them and shut them all down. And I'm not even for that. I want them to have their parades. I want them to be able to celebrate whatever you're celebrating. Be prideful. It does not matter to me. All I want to know is if we're all playing by the same rules. Don't go pick on one small little neighborhood parade and then allow so many others to exist in town. Don't set precedent that you cannot maintain. That's all I'm saying. Sure, we'll all have a gay old time. Can I say that, Chris? Gay old time? Is that so?
I mean, the Flintstones do.
Yeah. They did on Saturday. It was a gay old time. But no, I mean, we'll all have fun at Jastro for 4th of July because that's a whole new tradition that sounds fantastic. We'll just all show up at the park. All right. I'm done complaining now. Take me to break, Chris. And on the other side, I'll complain a little bit more because there's more to complain about. Another plea deal that just sent me through the roof. This district attorney's office, when people ask, JR, what's your beef with Cynthia Zimmer's office and the Kern County District Attorney? What is it? Is it Zach Scrivener? No. Is it the whole deal with Bakersfield Recovery Services and the Open Door Network? Nope. Although those are things I do not like, my disapproval of the Kern County District Attorney's Office goes back much further than those things. I'll tell you about the most recent plea deal for another person driving and killing somebody. I can't, but I will, but I can't. On the other side, it's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be back.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we will talk a little medicine with our friend Dr.
I'm probably going to bring in Jeremy Adams. I don't know how much they let you guys talk on those kinds of things, but I want to gather some more sentiment from teachers, students, faculty, administration, because it's a scary road. I'm gonna go grab water. Be right back.
Place to the safety and security it provides. So obviously you should only trust the service, repair, and maintenance of your garage door to the pros at King Door Company. Their skill and product knowledge are unmatched in the industry, and that's no accident. The techs at King Door are rigorously trained at the King Door Academy. That's right, King Door has an in-house training facility to make sure your job is done right on the first try. They're trained in all the latest equipment, tools, and techniques. They even learn how to listen to customer concerns through role-playing exercises. And you'll see how well all this training works when they show up right on time in fully stocked service trucks with all the parts and equipment to service or repair any garage door. Like I said, your garage door is a very important part of your home, so leave it to the pros at King Door Company. Schedule your appointment today at kingdoor.com. King Door Company, the company with the pride of a lion.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
We all start as tiny seeds, needing care, love, and a little sunlight. Then boom, we sprout, stretch, and grow through the world of childhood and teen years. Before you know it, we're blooming, working, parenting, thriving. And yes, even golden petals can shine bright. Join Kern County Public Health and thrive like a poppy. Visit KernPublicHealth.com to learn more.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey. You're listening to the JR Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN. Keep it locked. TRBS coming up at 3.
Welcome back. The JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Little Jason Mraz, as it is his birthday today, so we'll celebrate by playing some. I like Jason Mraz. Okay.
It just makes me laugh anytime anyone brings up Jason Mraz. I'm a massive Family Guy fan.
Okay.
So they have an old joke in one of their older episodes, and he walks up, and it's just a white guy in a fedora. And he's just like, "Hey, it's Jason Mraz." It's like, oh, it's not who I am. What are you talking about? It's like, well, you're a white guy with a fedora, right? That's who Jason Mraz is. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. No, it's I enjoy his music. One or two albums in particular, but didn't I correct? Look it up, Chris, because I'm probably going to be way wrong. Didn't he turn out to be gay?
Mraz?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Look it up. Google it.
All right.
Is Jason Mraz gay? I swear. He's married, or he was married at one time, and I believe maybe had kids or something. But then later on, I believe, I don't know. And maybe this is our celebration for Pride Month, Chris.
He is bisexual.
See? I'm just saying.
He's part of the LGBTQ plus.
This is part of our Pride Month celebration, by the way. So people don't say JR was picking on the Pride Parade over there in Oleander. No, that's not why I was picking on it. It had nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with permits. That's all. But yeah, in celebration of his birthday and Pride Month, we'll play. That's terrible. Send emails to Chris Burdick.
Why am I taking emails for this one?
Because I need to get you a simpler email, though, because it's hard to say cburdick@americangeneralmedia.com. It's not as easy as jr@kernradio.com. We'll get you a chris@kernradio.com. How about that?
That'll work. Fine.
We'll send all the bad ones to Chris at Kern Radio. Send all the good ones to jr@kernradio.com. Yet another. It's like this, telling people to stay out of the river. I get tired of talking about these kinds of things. But another one happened. This one, I'm talking about a plea deal in which somebody is let off, in which they caused an accident and somebody's death. Now, this one dates back to the afternoon of February 2nd, 2022, when Iqbal Singh was racing against a motorcycle east on Panama Lane when he lost control of his car and crossed into westbound traffic just west of Acres Road. He crashed head on into a vehicle occupied by Bianca Flores, 19 at the time, and no relation to me that I know of. Well, he was sentenced earlier this week, and under a plea agreement, which was reached in March, Judge Tiffany Organ Bowles sentenced Singh, get this, 4 years in prison. Oh, and his driver's license gets suspended for 3 years. And he has to pay restitution and an amount to be determined. Not that you could ever pay back taking somebody else's life. And 4 years, I'm sorry, isn't enough. Because this accident happened back in 2022. And what year are we in? 2026, meaning 4 years has already gone by. And if he's spent time in jail already, time served, he's already out. Hell, they might have released him that day. And I don't ever understand how you can cause an accident. Now, granted, he wasn't intoxicated, thankfully, but I don't think it would have made much difference, as we learned the other day or last week. Another family upset at the district attorney's office for taking a plea deal in which an intoxicated driver going 100 miles per hour crashed into grandma, killing her. What did they get? 8 years. So it didn't matter. Intoxication, I guess, only gives you 4 more years when you kill somebody. Is that just crazy? Am I the only one that thinks that is insane? That if you cause an accident, and I don't mean just, I was driving down the 99 doing 65, 70 miles per hour, and I accidentally made an unsafe lane change that I didn't mean to do. No, this person was racing a motorcycle. And then his attorney has the audacity to say, well, I think the motorcycle cut him off, which caused him to lose control. I don't give a damn. Both of them, the motorcycle driver and the car driver, should both be in jail for killing this young lady. Both of them. And 4 years ain't enough. No amount of money is enough. If you take somebody's life because of your stupidity and your reckless decisions, you should pay time. I'm tired of the district attorney's office taking these kinds of ridiculous plea deals. That's my issue with them. Good thing we got to take a break. On the other side, I'll talk about high-speed rail, another great thing. It's the JR Show. We'll be back.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The U.S. Senate has approved a war powers resolution to block U.S. military action against Iran. The vote today comes as lawmakers keep a wary watch on President Trump's efforts to resolve the conflict. This was the 10th time the Senate has attempted to advance a war powers resolution. This may have passed because a growing number of Republicans in Congress have expressed their concerns over the war and how long it's been going on, as well as a deal the president made to bring it to an end. It is primary day in 4 states. Voters going to the polls to elect candidates in Utah, Maryland, New York, and South Carolina. A sell-off in big tech companies in particular spread today from Asia back to the U.S. markets, pulling stocks lower for the most part on Wall Street. And along with a growing likelihood of interest rate hikes coming up this year, it helped to bring values down. The Nasdaq closed down by 579 points. This is SRN News.
Progressive knows that vote days can come with
Headlines from the KERN Newsroom.
I'm Chris Davis. The 12-year-old boy who drowned last Thursday in a pond along Heather Avenue in Cal City has been identified by the Kern County Coroner's Office as Fernando Torres Moreno of California City. He was pulled from the pond about 6:15 that night and died early the next morning at the hospital in Tehachapi. Authorities have not said much about the circumstances. The woman whose car slammed into a Kern County Sheriff's Office transport van back on June 11th has died, and the Kern County Coroner's Office has identified her as 36-year-old Bernice Bravo Manzo. Bakersfield police believe that she was driving drunk when the wreck happened at 24th and Chester. They say 3 inmates and the driver of the van were also hurt, but have not released their conditions. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays at 3 p.m.
You can call me crazy, you can call me racist, but I think there's a clear reason why a lot of folks don't like Barack Obama. Reality is he left the office with a 60% approval rating. Barack Obama, whom I never voted for, and I don't think did a whole lot for the black community, was a decent president given the fact he was the Jackie Robinson of politics.
The Ralph Bailey Show, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. KERN.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here, host of the First Look with Scott Cox program, heard right here on KERN 6 to 9 every morning. You're listening to the JR Show. Join me tomorrow morning, 6 to 9, right here on KERN.
Live High. Segment of the show is brought to you by Highway 99. It's called JR Needs to Calm Down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. Facebook, Instagram, and X, Kern Radio. Just search it up. And also on YouTube, where you can watch us from the Kern Radio studios. Those are powered by Adaptive Networks. For your IT needs, call them 661-241-0638. That's Adaptive Networks. Our number to call is 661-842-5376. You can call in or you can text at any time. Feel free to do so. Anything on the text message board so far, sir, before we move on to our next topic of California high-speed rail?
Yeah, we got a couple.
What you got, sir?
JR, the
Yes.
only justice most of us will ever see is by our own bloody hands. However, be willing to suffer the consequences of your actions.
Yes. I don't call for vigilante justice, though. As much as I agree with you, I do not condone or call for vigilante justice. We got to make sure the disclaimer: no vigilante justice. You can't take it out on your own. You got to let it play out in court. Unfortunately, they fell us. And the Kern County District Attorney's Office, and you can cry me all about, oh, it's staffing and it's the amount of money, and when it comes to the law, it seems like, had we gone through trial and he would have been found guilty, he really only would have done maybe another 4 years on top of that. Well, then maybe we all need to just stand up and start making some darn changes. Maybe the district attorney needs to stand up for all of us and start yelling about how this isn't enough. And I'm trying over here, but this is all I can do. Take it to the court. Don't cut him a plea deal. You're pleading with murderers. And yes, that person, this Mr. Singh, and I shouldn't even say Mr., allegedly, it says in the story, racing another motorcycle, made the conscious decision to drive 90 miles per hour. I barely go that fast I was speeding to Las Vegas on the freeway, and they didn't even clock me at 90 miles an hour. And this guy thought it was a bright idea to go out on Panama Lane and race a motorcycle at 90 in his Ford Mustang? To prove what? And the fact that his lawyer is like, oh, well, it's the motorcycle's fault. He cut my guy off and trying to miss the motorcycle that he was racing. He had to swerve, and then he lost control and went over the center divider and crashed into an innocent bystander. Not only that, he challenged how fast the guy was going. What does it matter? He killed somebody. Mr. Lidgett, Tony Lidgett, and I swear I hope that's not the same attorney that tried to do the Madison Williams case with the whole questioning of, well, she wasn't really drunk at the time of the accident, you see. She took the shots right before she got in the car, and then she got in the car, and when she crashed, the alcohol hadn't kicked in at that point. What? And the district attorney's office is like, okay, we'll cut a plea deal. I'm tired of the excuses of why people get away with stuff like this, especially when there's a life taken. That family doesn't get the person back. There's no 4 years in restitution that's going to take that pain away. That 19-year-old who would have been 23 now doesn't get to have a future. But Mr. Singh, who probably is going to get out of jail here pretty soon if he's not already, gets to go and live about the rest of his life like nothing ever happened. It reminds me of Henry Ruggs from the Raiders, who killed that woman drunk, driving, what is he, 120?
It was over that.
Yeah, flying 120 in his Ferrari or whatever the hell, Lamborghini, whatever he was driving, smashing into a woman. And now they're talking about, oh, well, he's ready to get out of jail. You killed somebody. I'm all about finding Jesus and turning over your life and feeling bad and regret and asking for mercy and grace. That's between you and the Lord. That doesn't mean you don't have to do time here on earth. I'm all about you turning over your life inside a jail, paying the debt to society and to that person's family. The justice. It's just insane. Again, this portion of the segment is called JR Needs to Calm Down. It's brought to you by Highway 99 for all your needs. Find them. What else do you got on the old text message board there, sir?
Fun fact.
Okay.
Jason Mraz is also an avocado farmer.
Really?
This is the most on-brand thing. Like, you look at the guy and say, oh, yeah, you farm avocados.
Yeah, you look a little bi, and you probably have an avocado farm.
Just saying. Could be one and the same.
Remind me next time I decide to put on a little fedora about Mr. Jason Mraz, please.
And you have the mustache to go with it, too.
I'm just saying. But he makes good music, dude. I like the, I think it's We Sing, We Live, We Dance album. It's a great album.
You should start a pepper farm, and you guys can collab and have the greatest
avocado
guacamole.
Pepper, I'm just saying. And how does he know that fun fact? Who are you that turned in the fun fact?
Yeah, it could be a well-known fun fact that we have no idea about.
No idea. No idea. I'm allergic to avocados.
Are you really?
Yeah. It sucks. Just when I started liking guac and everything, because as a kid, I hated all of it. Any vegetable.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. To this day, I'm not a fan.
Really? Of avocado? Really?
Hard pass.
Yeah, I used to be. And then I don't know what one day decided I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. And I was like, ooh, this is actually pretty good. And I started enjoying guac. And then I was enjoying avocado. And I don't know, as you get older, you just get more allergies in my mouth now when I even eat an avocado and certain other fruits too. Grapes do it now. Bananas do it to me now. Never used to before, but now they do. My mouth will start to get itchy on the inside. And then if I continue to eat it, it'll start to get itchy in my throat. And then if I keep going, my ears will start itching. It's crazy.
Sounds like an excuse to not eat fruit.
I know, but I like them. I don't like all fruits, but those ones in particular are the ones that I enjoy.
No, I'm just giving you grief. But again, that is weird.
Well, I thought maybe it was and just put on a tinfoil hat with me, conspiracy theory style. I thought it was maybe some of the chemicals they're spraying on this stuff.
It's possible.
You know,
I've always wondered about that.
And I wash them. It's not that I don't wash my fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, but okay, running your fruit and vegetables underwater for 2 to 3 minutes isn't going to kill the chemicals that have been sitting on it.
That's the thing. They sit on it and absorb into the fruit. No, you can't wash that off. It's already
pesticides.
Yeah, it's already absorbed in that bad boy. Again, we can take our tinfoil hats off now. 661-842-KERN. Anything else on the board?
Yeah, we got a couple more here.
Man, y'all are chiming in today. Keep them coming.
If you kill somebody because of negligence on your part, whether it's a DUI or street racing, or whether it should be or whatever, it should be a mandatory minimum of 10 years with only credit for time served, no good time credits.
I agree. I think that's good. 10 years, that's a good portion of your life. Especially this, I'm not even sure how old Mr. Singh is. I don't think it's said here in the story. But yeah, a good decade of your life taken away for taking the life of another one because of your negligence or irresponsibility, your poor decision making. Yeah, you should probably at least do a decade with no chance of probation, no early release, no, like they said, time served, good behavior, no credits. From the time that you sat in that jail to the 10 years is up. I think that's pretty solid. I think I can get on board with that. 661-842-KERN. Is that all on the board, sir?
Just one more. It says, and while we're at it, we need to bill these absentee landlords for fire and police services with their abandoned homes, whom homeless community light on fire multiple times, attach the cost to their property taxes.
They should, and I'm not sure if they do, but they definitely should. And then at that point, you can put some kind of lien on the home or begin to, and then take that bad boy away. I'm sorry, if you ain't taking care of your property, If you're allowing it to just sit because, oh, it was, mom and dad's property or the grandparents' property that has just been passed down now through 2 generations and you don't really care about it. It's just some income that comes in through you. And who cares if it sits vacant for 6 months? It doesn't matter to you now that you're the 3rd generation owner of it. You live in LA and don't care about it. Yeah, they're all over town. But not only that, the abandoned buildings, it's a complete mess some places. Complete mess. Is that it? 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. If you guys want to chime in at any time, feel free to do so. We will read your chat or get you on the air if you'd like. You can call in and we can chat it up and talk the old school way. I don't know if people do that anymore, or you can jump in on YouTube as well. I'll get in the chats during the break. Before we get to break, I'll just mention this, and then we'll discuss it also on the other side. High-speed rail has taken another turn. No, that was terrible, huh? You got it's taken another. It's off rail. It's just never gonna happen.
Off the track.
It's off the track. It's been off the tracks before it even started. It's just been terrible. But now they're saying that the proposed downtown station in Bakersfield. Originally, it was right there on Baker. It was going to take out a bunch of stuff, go through like Old Town right there, and go that way, like up through the Amtraks, right? But then they were like, no, let's go ahead and move it to F Street. Go like Golden State and along that and everything. Well, the city, you gotta love them. They bought right into it. Yeah. Well, now we're gonna move it again, which just shows you the absolute insanity that is this high-speed rail project. And at what point are we just gonna just cut our losses? Just cut our losses and just admit, you know what? Yes, this is a failed project and we need to walk away. Or let somebody else come in and take over it anyways. I'll tell you where they plan on moving that station to. Plus, we'll also discuss the Kern High School District's decision to enter into an agreement with ChatGPT for all of its teachers. Is that a good idea to have AI in the classroom? Or are we just selling it all away to technology and no more human race? Put the hat back on, Chris. Just put your tinfoil hat back on with me. Then in the next hour, we'll talk about, where did my show sheet go? I have it right here. Oh yeah, city business. Bakersfield City Council is set to have a meeting tomorrow. They're going to vote on the city budget. I'll tell you what's inside of that. Not only that, some closed door sessions. I'll tell you what they're discussing there as well. All that coming up. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be back.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. First Look with...
What y'all talking about over here? Hey, D-Boy, you in here? Where's D-Boy? What did I miss? Mary? JR, if the station won't be at 7 standard, shouldn't the city council H Street? I think the city should cancel H Street anyways, regardless of the high-speed rail. I mean, does it need improvements? Yeah, but does it need it? No. Just repave the damn thing. If you're repaving so many other roads in Bakersfield, just repave it. Oh my goodness. Andre and Bob must be devastated over the train station. I bet you they are. He was gonna Bicycle Bob was gonna bike from his apartments downtown, even though he probably should live in his own ward, to the train station and then put his bike on the train to get to Modesto. Modesto. Where are they going? I know they're not going anywhere, but where do they want to go? Merced? I always get it wrong. I'm like, which one's closer, Merced or Modesto? Hold on. Where are we going here? Portion, Merced. That's right, because we all want to go to Merced. So we're going to go to Merced, and Bicycle Bob is going to bike all the way to Merced via high-speed route. Many of Bob and Andre's downtown plans involve the train that will never arrive. I know. I guess the Toucan trolley route won't be extended to. Oh, Steve, you're the best. Andre, Bob, Eric, and Manpreet standing on Golden State waiting for the train. Didn't they like have shovels out there at one point? Am I wrong? Let me see, hold on. I might be wrong, but I thought Newsom and Bakersfield High. Learn more at thealarm.com.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey. You're listening to the JR Show on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN. Keep it locked. TRBS coming up at 3. We have to learn how to play without the world chasing me. I have to learn what I got and what I'm not and who I am. I won't give up on us, even if the sky is blue. Giving you all my.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Why? I like Jason Mraz. Why? Why do you hate Jason Mraz?
No, I don't hate Jason Mraz.
Because he's gay. Right.
No,
you
no,
can say it, Chris.
no. I actually have nothing against Jason Mraz whatsoever as an artist. I think
It's
he's
just
very
a
talented.
song.
I just do not care for the song.
Why? It was breakup, huh? It
No,
was a breakup.
No,
Come on.
not for me.
It
It has to do with the breakup. It has nothing to do with me. Let's just say every couple that I've ever known has used that song as their wedding song, now divorced.
That shouldn't be a wedding song.
That's their wedding song. You know, how everybody has their first dance, stuff like that.
For me,
multiple of my friends have used that song.
No,
all of them divorced.
See, I relate that song as, look, we're going through rough times, babe, and it's hard right now, and things aren't as pleasant as they should be, and things aren't always going to be great. But guess what? I'm not going to give up on us.
Everybody else did.
Not so much of a, oh, I love you so much, and I'm never going to give up on our love. Well, of course you wouldn't. You're in. It's easy, but that the whole song is. No matter how rough it gets, no matter we're having tough times, and I'm not going to give up on us.
See, just everyone needs to be like my sister and do the Aerosmith song from Armageddon.
There you go. That's a sad dude. I
love that song.
That movie.
Don't want to miss a thing. Oh, that movie is it's fantastic.
Well, the movie with
sad.
that song though, that part of the movie, cry every time.
Yeah, I agree.
There's like a handful of movies that make me cry. That is one of them. I don't care.
Sacrifice.
It's Armageddon, and the other one is City of Angels, dude. Every single time that movie gets
City of
me,
Angels is pretty crazy.
like, that's so wrong. He just gave up eternity to be with this woman, and then the next day, God's like takes her away. I'm like, wow, gosh, that's worse than the beginning of a Disney movie.
Oh, just goes to show that when he has a plan, you ain't gonna deviate from that.
Nope, you don't get no say in it. You just gotta go with it. Goodness gracious! But no, that's not a wedding song. It's tough times right now,
the fact
babe.
that Nicolas Cage can make you cry.
Nick Cage. It wasn't him. So
Nick Cage and the Chief from Brooklyn Nine-Nine make you cry.
It's more Meg Ryan when she's going down the highway, like all in love, that he finally fell for her. Literally fell for her from heaven, and she's riding like just with her head up and her eyes closed and her arms out, just enjoying the breeze. And there comes the semi that she never sees.
I'm sorry. Like some of those scenes just make me laugh sometimes because I think of like, what is it, Hereditary or something, when the kid's got the head out the window. I'm like, why are you allowing your kid to do that? Like, put yourself inside the vehicle.
Come on, where are you from? Bakersfield, right in the middle of the road.
Stop
like
it.
that. Why ain't you got a helmet on?
Why are y'all doing this?
It makes me cry every single time. Oh, goodness. Yes. What are we even talking about right now? I don't even know what you got me on. 661-842-5376, 661-842 KERN if you guys want to chime in at any time. We were talking about high-speed rail before we went to break, and the announcement, which is crazy because I had to look up. They were jumping in the chat in YouTube and like, hey, the city really was all behind this. I remember there was a whole write-up, I believe, in the Californian, how the center of downtown was going to move. And now that the high-speed rail depot was going to be on F Street was going to be the center of downtown, and we're going to pour all this money. We're going to do all these great things. The city's on board. They bought it, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, that was the second time they had moved it. What made you think that it was going to stay there? Now they're telling you it's going to be all the way out on 7th Standard along some fruit groves. And it's not coming until 2033. They claim, because we've heard their deadlines before, and not one of them, not a single one of them has ever been met. Hell, this thing was supposed to be built already. The whole stinking thing from San Francisco to Los Angeles and San Diego and beyond. This thing was supposed to be done already. And now we're talking about, well, we're going to move where we're short on funds. We can't put it on Golden State anymore. Now we got to move it out to 7th Standard because, well, we're running out of money, but we hope to get some more, so don't worry. And we're going to get this Bakersfield to Merced line done, and it's only going to cost us, let me make sure I get this right now, $35.7 billion. Just for that small little portion. Just stick with us here. We have a plan. I know it keeps changing, and I know the deadlines keep moving, and I know the budget keeps ballooning, but if you just stick with us, we promise this time, 7th Standard, that's the one. That's where we're going. And I had to look up in the break because not only was the city on board, hell, the governor showed up in Bakersfield on Golden State Avenue with Leticia Perez, Supervisor Perez, and shovels. Talking about we're announcing this great thing. I've got it pulled up right behind me. Kern County, today, the governor, Gavin Newsom, along state and community leaders, celebrated the completion of the California High-Speed Rail Authority's Southern Railhead facility in Kern County. How the hell is that possible? If now they ain't even putting it there. My dude showed up in February of this year, and we're only in June. Let me just count, just because February, March, April, May, June. If you got a contractor at your house and he's telling you that your pool, he promises, will be done by this summer, and then he blows it, and he tells you, I promise I'll have it done by the fall, and he then again blows it, and then tells you, I promise I'll have it done by next summer right here, and it's only going to cost you $500,000 more than I originally told you. It's going to be a beautiful pool, though. Would you keep that would you be like, yeah, dude, it sounds good. So a great plan. I know we said we were going to put the pool over there on the other side of the yard, but we can move it over there. Whatever you think is best. How does this even make sense anymore? The governor showed up in February, 3 or 4 months ago, out there talking about this is done. We're breaking ground. We got tracks laid. How can you have tracks laid but continue to move things? Somebody with a better understanding of government and construction and projects, please explain to me. how this still is a good idea. Because I have no clue. Hell, I had construction workers at my house. And I was like, no. Well, granted, they slept in my bed, so maybe that's what we need, Chris. A couple of beds out there by the high-speed rail where the project is going on. The guys can take naps. I heard that works for construction guys. We got to get to a break. In the next hour, we'll talk some city business as there is a city council meeting tomorrow. I'll tell you what they're going to discuss. And do you know what you eat? Can't wait to share what I found out. It's the JR Show. We'll be back.
Kern Radio, AM 1230, KERN, 96.1 FM, K241CI, Bakersfield, an American General Media station.
From Town Hall, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. It's primary day in 4 states. Voters going to the polls to elect candidates in Utah, Maryland, New York, and South Carolina. Correspondent Laura Winters reports.
In New York City, Socialist Mayor Zoran Mamdani endorsing 3 far-left candidates who are running against sitting Democrat members of Congress. In South Carolina, an interesting situation. There's a runoff race for 2 Republicans running for governor. President Trump actually endorsing both of them, Pam Yvette and Alan Wilson. The president writing on his Truth Social page, "I can't hurt one of them by only endorsing the other." He goes on to say, "It's a wealth of riches. With either, you can't go wrong."
A fatal shooting at a Northern California library brings concern to that community.
Law enforcement are investigating a shooting at a library in Northern California that left 2 people dead. Police say they responded to a 911 call on Monday evening where sounds of gunshots and people screaming could be heard. The shooting happened at the Chico branch of the Butte County Library. The city's chief of police said once officers went inside the library, the suspect fled out from the back. From there, additional law enforcement was able to take the person into custody. Authorities did not release the suspect's name nor details on what prompted the shooting. I'm Haya Panjwani.
The Senate, for the first time, has approved a war powers resolution to block U.S. military action against Iran. Tuesday's vote comes as lawmakers warily watch President Donald Trump's efforts to resolve the conflict. It was this 10th time the Senate has tried to advance a war powers resolution. A rough day on Wall Street with the Dow plunging by 45 points, the Nasdaq dropping 579, with the S&P 500 index lower by 107. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Oh no, I dropped my lip balm in the water. I can't think of anything worse than the looming threat of potentially having chapped lips. It was ginger vanilla, too. My favorite flavor.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Advantage Gold, America's #1 precious metals company, is sounding the alarm that a storm is coming. That's why we're offering an emergency gold and silver protection kit valued at $49 for anyone who calls today at 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 and we'll rush your emergency gold and silver kit plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. Results vary. Consult your tax advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000.
Philanthropic donation.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update.
A dog attack may be responsible for the child's death. I'm Chris Davis. The mayor of California City says the 12-year-old boy who was found unresponsive in a pond on Heather Avenue last Thursday was attacked by 2 unleashed dogs. Mayor Marquette Hawkins tells Bakersfield Now that the child was attacked near the golf course at Central Park and that there are no dogs allowed signs there. The child was taken to Adventist Health Tehachapi, where he died about 3 Friday morning. The person who was on a bicycle when they were hit by a woman Bakersfield police say was driving drunk Saturday morning died Monday afternoon, say police. The driver, 35-year-old Tamara Elsie Popoy, is now charged with gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated. The wreck happened at the intersection of Stockdale Highway and Callaway Drive about 1 Saturday morning. Police say Popeye ran a red light and hit the person, then took off, but was later found and arrested. The name of the person on the bicycle has not been made public. The identity of a woman whose body was pulled out of a canal on Truxton Avenue has not yet been made public. Bakersfield police and firefighters say they got a report about the body just before 11:30 Monday morning and pulled it out of the canal. Police have not publicly discussed the circumstances surrounding her being in the canal, but they say that no foul play is suspected. Some of the remaining bodies buried in the Bell Terrace area in previously unmarked graves and in a scattered fashion of Chinese pioneers were reburied Monday with a proper and traditional Chinese burial service that leaders in the Chinese community say shows proper respect for the people who settled this area. The burial was at Union Cemetery, the same place where that happened before back in the 1950s, reports KGET. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. KERN.
Mr. Flores, turn this up. Thank you very much.
I had 3 more seconds and I had the whole thing. I was supposed to have 3 minutes.
Sir, thank you. Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
It's the JR Show. From Studio 99 at the American General Media Complex, here is your host, JR.
Welcome back to the second hour of the program. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. Download the Kern Radio app to your smart device. Plus, catch us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just look up Kern Radio and watch us on YouTube. From the Kern Radio studios, they are powered by Adaptive Networks. For your IT needs, call them 661-241-0638. That's 661-241-0638. It's Adaptive Networks. Welcome back to the show. We've been talking about a lot of things here locally. A couple of things going on. I'm upset with the district attorney's office again for a plea deal they made. California High-Speed Rail is moving this train station again, the supposed train station that'll probably never happen. And then we'll get into some city business as the city council is set to have a meeting tomorrow in which they'll vote on the budget as well as a few other things, more repavements coming to the city of Bakersfield. I'll tell you where you can expect those to happen, plus how much they are going to cost, and some behind closed door meetings. I'll try to explain what they are discussing behind those closed doors. But apparently we have some phone calls, right, sir? 661-842-5376 if you guys want to chime in at any time. Who's first?
Virginia.
Virginia, welcome to the JR Show. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I am so upset about high-speed rail. They are so stupid. I have a friend who lives north of the Shafter Cemetery. 10 years ago, they went out there to see if he had Indian artifacts in his yard. He said, no, I don't. He said, what are you going to do about the cemetery? They said, what cemetery? He said, turn around and look. They did. He said, oh, we didn't know there was a cemetery there.
Virginia, you're not serious, are you?
I am very, very, very serious.
Goodness.
And I love to travel by train. But this whole thing has been one of the dumbest things I've heard in my lifetime. And I'm 89 years old and I'd love to travel by train. But this is so ignorant and so stupid. They have no idea what they're doing.
No idea. That's part of the problem. I think the idea is great, Virginia. Like you, I've been up and down the Amtrak many times just here in California. I think it's a beautiful ride, and I would love to see it come to fruition. But you're right. That one, they don't know what they're doing. Two, this thing has gotten way out of control as far as budget, cost, and how they're going to actually make it happen. This technology that they're using, you said it, they were looking at this 10 years ago and are still trying to use technology from then when things have so radically changed.
I mean, they say, we're looking for Indian artifacts in Shafter? Excuse me, that doesn't happen.
Right?
And they had no idea there was a cemetery. Oh, well, we didn't know it. He said, well, turn around and look. Oh, I guess there is one there. Well, we're not sure what we're going to do about that.
And I don't think they're still sure, Virginia, what they're going to do about
No,
any
they
of
never
it.
will figure it out.
Nope, just a big old waste of our tax dollars.
And that is the truth. Thank you, JR. Love listening to your show because you dig into all the stuff that people need to hear about.
Well, thank you, Virginia. I appreciate you listening. You have a good day, okay?
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia. 661-842-5376. I love Virginia. She's my new favorite listener. Virginia. That's my new favorite right there. You got another one? Who else?
Yes, Gil's on the line now.
Gil, you're on the JR show. What's going on, sir? Gil? Gil? Hello, Gil. I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, there you are. What's up, buddy?
Hey, this rail system and our school system, the more people that are involved in the process of working at it, either putting in the rail system or teaching our students, that's the more votes the Democrats can get. So this is a vote grab. Has nothing to do with whether the rail system will ever work, and has nothing to do with our children learning anything. The more administrators we have in the school, the more Democrats we have that will vote for them. It's straight up. This is a vote grab.
So you're saying like them and the so-called jobs that they're creating with the high-speed rail, especially with union workers who we know are prone to be Democrat and vote Democrat. Is that what you're trying to imply?
No, that's not what I'm trying to imply. That is what's
He
happening.
said there's no implication. It's reality, JR.
There's no inflation there. Otherwise, why would have they taken on something of this nature?
I mean,
why do we have children that are coming out of school that can't read and write? They can't write their own name in scriptive. They can't read a tape measure. Come on. I mean, it's strictly a vote grab. They want to keep those people of your age, because you're half my age. I'm 80 this year. So I went to school when they actually taught you, and I worked for companies that actually are on that project, and they'll hire me back at 80 just so that if I tell them, yeah, whatever the vote is, that's the way I'll vote. It's straight up. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe it's a money grab as well, Gil. I think there's a lot of money being put into some people's hands, and a lot of hands are in the cookie jar. We'll just say that. There's a lot of hands in the cookie jar.
It's very much like the oil industry.
How so?
The money under the table.
Oh, okay.
Let's face it. There's 2 or 3 companies. I won't say it over the phone because that could get me in some real hot water. but there are companies, and I'll tell you personally, right to your face, I don't have a problem telling you who it is. But if it came down to getting the vote, or getting their way, or getting the money from the project, that they'll do anything. I mean, the teachers union is now second or first, I can't remember just exactly which one it is, to the prison
workers union.
They call them prison guards, but they're just warehousing these people. They're not teaching them how to do anything. And if they are, it's not something that they can. A trip out to Laredo would be a very large eye opener for you, and has to go into the industrial side of it where they're supposed to be teaching.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe we're doing a very good job with the rehabilitation that we're supposed to be doing with incarcerated folks. I think you're right. I think of a lot of it is just sit there and do your time, and then when we release you, you're probably a worse criminal than when you came in, because you just got to sit and either stew or sit around with other criminals and come up with better plans for next time you committed a crime.
That's correct. I've worked in them, And I can tell you that that is exactly right. That is a teaching place for criminals to become better criminals.
Yeah, it really is. You can go in an amateur criminal and come out a professional.
Well, it's all about the money, or it's all about the power.
Yeah.
The deal with the schools is just absolutely unbelievable. I work with a lot of the people that own businesses, and it's amazing to me the amount of lack of education of these kids that are coming out of school today. There, you have two types. You have those that are exceptionally bright. I mean, just beyond belief bright. And the rest of them, they can't find their way to the restroom.
I laugh, Gil, but you're not lying. Sometimes I deal with kids and I just look at it, and I call them kids and they're 20-year-olds or whatever, but I just look at it and say, how did you even make it this far?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the call, Gil. I appreciate it.
You bet.
All right.
And good luck to you and your radio program.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it so much. 661-842-5376. One more before we go to break. Who you got?
We got a couple actually, but Dan is next.
Dan, you're on the line. You're on the JR show. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, good afternoon, JR. Hey, I just wanted to make a couple of comments about this high-speed rail.
Okay.
We got more than 25 countries in the world that operate a high-speed rail system, but the good old USA can't build one. It was sabotaged from the get-go. I think it was 2008 when the people voted for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they voted for a high-speed rail. It'd be like, hey, JR, will you vote for a high-speed rail to go to Vegas, and Chris can drop you off at 7 in the morning. You'd be down in Vegas at downtown at 8:30.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
The paper, drank some coffee, and had your breakfast. And then on the way out on Sunday afternoon, you don't have to wait at that parking lot coming out of Vegas. You'll be back home, and your best bud can pick you up, at 5 o'clock.
That's right. Yeah.
I go down the 5. If you're going towards the coast, if you go up Stockdale Highway and then you cut up to Lost Hills, not right now so much because kids are out of school, but during the school year, 90% of those cars, there's one person in those cars. Because they're commuting, they're going to work. They're doing the thing, right?
Yeah.
Just like you see in town, all the cars. You got the zillion cars, even in Bakersfield. It was sabotaged from the get-go, and I think who sabotaged it knew what they were doing because they didn't give the money up front. So right now there's a lot of legal things going on with the eminent domain. Let's say they want to cut through your yard. How much is that yard worth all of a sudden, JR?
Oh, yeah, it goes up.
Heck yeah,
it goes up.
So,
we found that out when they did the West Side Parkway. And they started buying up properties right there.
Yeah, those houses at that time were probably worth a couple $100,000, and they end up having to pay $400 for them.
Uh-huh.
Double the money. Sell your car for double your money. You go, hey, yeah, here you go. Here's a pink slip, right?
Yeah.
They normally don't usually go that way because the market drives the prices of anything you sell. The guy down the street selling it kind of equal to this, if that's what they're worth. But there's a lot of politics in it. I mean, and I think the oil company, you know who led the 2 recalls in California against Newsom, right?
Who's that?
You know who led it, right?
Who's that?
Chevron Oil and the oil companies. They hate the guy, because he might write him up for stealing a bunch of black stuff and not picking it up, not cleaning it up. Heck, we get onto our buds when they leave their trash in our back seat. Yeah. See you guys later. Make sure you take all your trash with you too.
Right.
And it's political, man. Shoot, we had the Arab embargo in the 70s where Jimmy Carter said, we're never going to rely on foreign oil again. I don't know if you remember that. I read about it.
No, I wasn't. I don't think I was alive. Well, yeah, no, I think I was around.
I wasn't driving, but there was lines to gas up. And then, California or, Americans, if they're rationing me, I'm doubling it up like toilet paper.
I was going to say, like toilet paper.
Hey, I got bidet, man. Just get you one of those and you're good.
Oh.
But, China, Spain, Japan, France, even Morocco, an African country, has high-speed rail.
China built theirs in like a week.
Well, yeah, they did. While we were arguing about, while Congress, when Bush was president, you know those sensors that the cars have that will stop you? They have those cars that have sensors now, especially the
kill
Waymo.
switches.
Well, no, they have sensors that actually stop your car from hitting another car now.
Oh yeah. Self-driving cars, yeah.
Yes, they have the technology now, and back in, I think it was '08 under Bush, we Senate and legislators passed a law that these rails have to have those sensors on there, and they've been battling it. They still haven't put them on there because they're saying it costs too much. But they're making a buttload of money, but it costs too much. If they had those sensors, you wouldn't have these derailments that you see everywhere. That one they had in Ohio, whatever, But it's always about the bottom line, right?
Somebody's got to make money.
You got a trillionaire that had made all his money off the taxpayers. He's a federal contractor, and before he donated to Donald Trump and bought the presidency, this guy had so many lawsuits and so many federal investigations. Look it up. It was worth it to spend $300 million to get him off his back. Now he's a trillionaire, and he's an immigrant from South Africa. So
it's the American dream, Dan. It's the American dream. Hey, I got to get to a break. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Yeah, we need to control it. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. If you guys want to chime in, 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. You could do so. You said you got a couple more lined up. We'll get to you guys after the break. I promise. Just hold tight. Who you got in there?
Don and 49 Larry.
Don and 49 Larry ain't going anywhere. Did we say something about San Francisco? What?
I don't know.
Was it Pride Month? Is that why he's calling 49er fan?
Ask about something that's going on with Ralph's show for some reason.
You're going to get in trouble for that one. It's Pride Month. 49 Larry's here. You guys hang on. We'll get to you after the break. If you want to chime in, there's extra lines. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. You can also text or jump in the chat on YouTube. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
Kern Radio. News Talk 96.1 and
Does anybody know what Dan was talking about? Anybody? Anybody? Hold on. Let me come back. Come back, baby. Come back. Who we got here? I sound music. Mary, I found out who your supervisor is for Lake Isabella. It should be Philip Peters. So if you need to get a hold of him, yeah, I believe it's Philip Peters. I tried to get on the show actually, but he's had some really good controversial kind of votes going against the trend, which I like. What's up, Chris Orr? All the way from Oregon. You're home. Fix my back. I'm fine. But fix my back. I'm glad you had a safe trip back. But does anybody know what Dan was talking about? Anybody? Somebody? That's the most calls we've had all year. Oh.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore, and every Viking voyage is all-inclusive with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times. Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness could come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor. I'm so glad I did. Visit notimetowait.com.
sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer. Hey folks, Scott Cox here, host of the First Look with Scott Cox program, heard right here on KERN 6 to 9 every morning. You're listening to the JR Show. Join me tomorrow morning, 6 to 9, right here on KERN.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. Sorry, I like Jason Mraz. Sitting here listening to it. Forgot I was even doing a show. But it is the JR Show. We still have phone calls, 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. Let's try to get through some before we got to go to the bottom
Don's
of the hour.
first, lyrically.
Don, you're on the JR Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, JR, what's going on? How you doing? Good?
Not too bad. What's up, Coach?
Hey, listen, I don't think a lot of people, you guys are talking about, kids not being able to read and write and all this. I don't know if people really understand, and I know educators do, and I don't know if you guys know, but you don't have to pass the 8th grade anymore.
Really?
To go on. No, you don't have to have grades to pass the 8th grade, and the school's hands are tied because if you hold back a kid, then that was embarrassing. So now a parent, if a kid, I was in junior high for about a month working, and a kid had straight F's and didn't do any work, and the parents decided to move them on when the school said, we really don't think they're ready to move on.
Wow.
So I think if people understood more that the hands of junior high, and to go to each grade, you don't have to pass anything. You just get moved along.
That's
so parents
crazy.
can only do, teachers can only do what they can do. And if a kid doesn't want to study and doesn't, as long as they're there and not truant,
Then they don't care.
You can't make them.
Yeah.
You can't make them read. You can't make them write only in class. But you can only teachers. And then when you get to the 8th grade, not when I was in school, but you had to pass the 8th grade to move on to high school.
Yeah.
You do not have to do that now.
Well, I think, like you mentioned, I think it's two things. It's one, we've lowered standards in an effort to, like you said, not make kids feel shamed or bad or made fun of or whatever. And then the other thing is the money involved. I mean, like you said, as long as you're there, if there's a butt in the seat, then there's money coming in for that student. So they don't, to the system, it's numbers. It's not kids. It's not people. It's not, are we learning anything? It's the butt in the seat.
Well, and that's the fact. But for Terry Maxwell, and I love Terry. I listen to him every day as I do you. But you guys, not you, people's perception of high school teachers, when you don't understand what kind of student you're getting.
Oh yeah, I don't.
You can't make a kid who has 5th grade reading who leaves the 8th grade because the parents say okay, and then come into high school and expect them to excel.
Oh yeah, I've always said it's never teachers. Don, it's parent involvement is probably the biggest factor in a child's education, period, in the story. You can have the worst, the best teachers. It does not matter. And that's what I tell people, even when it comes to private and public school education, because I do have my daughter in private school, but I think with the level of involvement that both her and her mom and that I have in her life, she'll excel anywhere.
100% right.
You know what I mean?
There's no doubt about it. And I mean, all these teachers are definitely educated. It does start at home.
Yeah.
But sometimes those parents are double workers, and it's and I don't make an excuse for them. We both worked, but we were involved with our kids. But I'm just saying, it's hard just to, for high school teachers, to understand, and then they get the brunt of everything because some parents don't want to be involved. You can do it. You graduated from 8th grade. Now you're good to go. And the teachers are going to teach you. Well, they don't teach them. I mean, they teach them, but they still got to do the work at home. They still got to understand it. And there's things out there for kids to go to, but the parents got to be willing to do it. I'm just saying, my whole thing is, it's tough in the education system when lower levels don't make you you don't have to. And the only thing that they don't do is they're not going to give you a diploma from the 8th grade. Well, big deal.
Yeah, you still get to go. You still get to go to high school.
Yeah, their hands are tied.
Yeah.
And then when they go to high school, they even regress more, but they go because they don't want to be truant. And, and you get all the way to the high school and you don't have a high school diploma, it doesn't matter. You don't get to walk across stage.
Yeah, I
So
hear you.
what? Big deal. You know what I mean? I mean, I just think that more people need to be aware that these teachers' hands are tied a lot of times just because, they are in a tough spot when a kid comes up and they're doing basic math.
Yeah,
the kid can't do it.
They can't do anything about it. Hey, I got to cut to a break, Don. I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for calling in, Coach. Appreciate it.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Senate for the first time has approved a war powers resolution to block U.S. military action against Iran. Tuesday's vote comes as lawmakers warily watch President Donald Trump's efforts to resolve the conflict. It was the 10th time the Senate had tried to advance a war powers resolution, but a growing number of Republican lawmakers in both the House and Senate have expressed their concerns over both the war and the deal Mr. Trump struck with Iran to end it. Meanwhile, the U.S. and Iran disputed whether Tehran had agreed to allow UN inspections of its nuclear sites. As officials negotiated how to permanently end the war in Iran, a separate plan emerged Tuesday to break the shipping bottleneck through the Strait of Hormuz. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 45 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Are you carrying more than $10,000 in credit?
Headlines from the KERN Newsroom.
I'm Chris Davis. The man who was riding a bike Saturday morning and who was hit by a car at Stockdale Highway and Callaway Drive has died, say police, and they have upgraded charges against the woman they say was driving drunk when she went through a red light and hit him. 35-year-old Tamara Popoy is now charged with gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated. Meanwhile, the Highway Patrol was busy cracking down on drunk drivers in what was called a maximum enforcement period Saturday night and into Sunday morning. They say they made 19 arrests on charges of drunk or high driving. They also arrested people on 6 other charges and impounded 22 vehicles from 6 Saturday evening to 6 Sunday morning. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
It's Tuesday, and that means 2 more days to get to the Stockyard. What's the Stockyard? Well, it's the little speakeasy whiskey bar right next door to Casey's Steakhouse. 2525 F Street, open Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, 6 p.m. to close. Go up, ring the doorbell. They're going to ask you what's the password. Tell them, why not JR? Walk inside, be transported to the Prohibition era. We're talking about bookcases with secret passageways. Not only that, you can get some of the great food from Casey's Steakhouse. Say you want some steak bites. Say you want a shrimp cocktail. All that's available, plus specialty cocktails. Get the whiskey sour, one of my favorites. Haley at the bar will take care of you. Not to mention, they have a banquet room attached to the place. You want to throw a party, maybe a bridal shower, any occasion, they got you covered. It's the Stockyard, 2525 F Street, open Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. Live music on the weekends. Come in and check it out. I'll be there. Tell the password, why not JR? It's the Stockyard.
First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we will talk a little medicine with our friend Dr. Vip Dev. Stephen doesn't like him, but I think he's really great. We will talk the news quiz with John Cox from the Californian, and we'll back all that up with state-of-the-art news, traffic, and weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey. You're listening to the JR Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN. Keep it locked. TRBS coming up at 3.
To win some or learn some. Wait.
Come back. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. Check us out online, currentradio.com. Chris looks at me weird every time I just start moving to Jason Mraz. It's okay, Chris. It's all right.
Weird. Just nah.
What? What's wrong with the Jason Mraz? Because he's an avocado farmer, huh?
Huh?
I feel you. It's because he's an avocado farmer, huh?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's because
Don't get me wrong. I grew up on a lot of these songs and I know them, but
what the goodness gracious. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. Check us out online, currentradio.com, and find us streaming on YouTube. You can watch us from the Current Radio studios. They're powered by Adaptive Networks. For your IT needs, call them 661-241-0638. That's 661-241-0638. I want to touch on, before we get to 49er Larry, what Don was talking about, and just as far as education goes, and the teachers there, especially in high school, that they go through a lot. I think they are some of the most hardest, underpaid, and can have so much of an impact on a student's life, and are so they're taken for granted almost, teachers. And so I never will ever blame a teacher for a student's failures. I don't ever believe, and that's not to say there aren't bad teachers, because I'm sure just like in any profession, including radio, there's just bad. And so, but I believe the majority of them are good, have entered into the profession with the hopes and ideas of inspiring and shaping and challenging kids. And again, the impact that they have on their lives. And I mentioned a lot of it, I believe, breaks down to parent involvement and how much parents are engaged. And that's not to, as Don mentioned, some parents that's not that easy for. I like I said last week to somebody, that as much as I've been complaining about having to take my daughter here and run her there and do this and do that and cut out there and do this, I also have to remember that I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be able to have a job to where I can leave if I need to, if something comes up. Well, obviously not between 1 and 3, unless it was a real emergency, but that I have that flexibility to do that. And a lot of parents don't. A lot of parents are working long days or working 2 jobs just to get by. And so a single mom or even a single dad can't be as heavily engaged as other parents are. But I think some of that has to break down also to accountability and just holding your child accountable and making sure that maybe you can't make it to school to hang out for lunch. Maybe you can't make sure you're picking them up every day and they have to stay after, or they're walking home, or maybe when they get home, you're not there to help them through homework or something like that. But at the end of the day, when you do get there, or in the morning, or when you do happen to see them, you are having those conversations with them. You are checking on their work. You are making sure that they're getting straight A's, even if it's a check-in with the teacher, even if it's I can look this up online and it only takes me 5 minutes. It's just knowing where your kid is at on an education level. And like he mentioned, parents will just, well, my child isn't performing, but I don't want to hold them back, so just let's keep moving them on to the next grade. That is detrimental to the child. That's not helping the child. And so and there's a bunch of factors, like I mentioned, that play into the education system, especially public schools, and the funding and money and how that works. And in order to get, this amount of funding, you have to have this percentage of attendance throughout the year for your students. And even when you break it into school boards and faculty and administration, and depending on how big your district is how much your board then can take a salary, and the money just gets lost. And the whole thing about focusing on kids kinds of gets lost in those upper parts of it. But the real everyday heroes and workers are the teachers, are the ones that are in the classroom with kids every day. Because now, not only do they have to, or like before, where it was just, we only had to worry about kind of teaching them. Now there's so many other things involved. It's teaching, it's outside factors, it's social media, it's telephone, it's cell phones, it's so many things. It's kids that just have a complete lack of respect for any kind of adult or authority or anybody. Again, because that goes back to home training, to parenting. And so I applaud our teachers, man. We have teachers that listen to the show. I've had teachers on the show. We just had Jeremy Adams on, who's been an educator for 20 some years. So I love our teachers. I think they are the unsung heroes. Just don't get the pay that they deserve. Don't get the accolades or appreciation that they deserve. They have to deal again with students. They have to deal with parents who are different. Heck, when I was a kid, there was never a time when my mom took a side with me over a teacher, ever. I remember in junior high in English class when I started to get, I think, a C for the first time, and my mom was like, "What? You've been getting A's and B's your whole life. Why are you getting a C?" And she made a meeting, set a meeting with the teacher to figure out why is my son getting a C? And never once was my mom blaming the teacher. It was always, why aren't you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Nowadays, it's the complete opposite. Kids don't have respect for their teachers because the parents don't have respect for the teachers. They'll go in and argue with the teacher about how they're picking on their student or something. There was never a time back in the day when parents took the sides of a student over the teacher. Never. So there's many issues inside the classroom that teachers back in the day just didn't have to deal with. Is 49er Larry still there? 661-842-5376.
He's not. He got cut off
Aw. I wonder what he wanted to talk about. What could we have possibly brought
he'll call
up?
back.
Now, I know he'll call back, but I'm trying to decipher now. What did I say that would have caused 49er Larry to call in?
Does he have somebody in the teacher's area? Is he
I don't think
married
so.
to a teacher? Maybe?
No. I know he's a 49er fan.
This is true.
I know we brought up Pride Month.
It's also true. Those do connect.
I brought up the Pride Parade in Oleander.
Oh, we just call that the San Francisco 49er practice.
Wow. That's Chris Burdick, you guys. Send all emails to cburdick at American General Media.
Look, man, you heard me with Corey Gonzalez the other day. That's what made me laugh the most about the entire story about the pitcher that didn't want to wear the hat. It's like, dude, you play in San Francisco. Do you not know where you play?
I mean, and the other thing about that story, and I should have brought it up with Pastor Josh on Friday, you had the option not to wear the hat, dude.
You did.
You had the option to wear the regular hat. You wanted to make a statement. You wanted to take a stand, and I get it. I'm not saying you can't do that, but there are also repercussions from those things. And
here's my thing though. You're going to sit there and claim not to support it, yet you play for the city that supports it more than any other city.
Well, that's just a pay. What are you going to tell them?
Doesn't
No.
matter.
If you can't get a job with another team and the 49ers or
Well, again, it's just like I'm talking
Giants
about
come calling.
earlier. You cannot sit there and claim morality when your morals go to the wayside in certain areas.
Yeah, no, like I said, they had the option to wear the different hat. They could have easily chosen not to
Exactly.
to be forced to, like, you can't force somebody to have an expression or to support something. It's forcing speech, and that's part of the freedom of speech is
I get that
also.
part.
But so yeah, they had the choice. They just decided not to, and it's like, okay, guys, like you obviously wanted that attention for something. Just let it go. Just let them have it. Just let them have it. Is it worth the argument? Is it worth the fight? Really, is it? Just let them have it. Just let it go. Anything on the text line? 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN.
We got a couple. It says, first one says, preach, brother. I teach at North High, and you are absolutely correct.
I'm telling you, we got teachers. I never blame teachers. You will never hear me say it's a teacher's fault. Heck, even at my daughter's school, she knows. Look, you have responsibility and duty here, and I'm going to hold you to that responsibility and duty here. And I am more in a partnership with the teacher than I am with you. But you're my dad. I don't care. And her teacher also knows I'm all about corporal punishment. You just smack her right upside the head if you need to. Just right up the backside of the head. I ain't got no problem with that. I've never had to do it. Calm down. I've got the perfect golden child. I just look at her wrong and she's like, oh my gosh, I've upset my father. I'm good with that. Anything else on the text message?
Yeah.
What else?
The United States oil companies make 2 billion per day in the United States. We consume 20 million barrels of oil per day, and we produce 17 million barrels per day. So we keep it supply low to keep the prices high in the Republican way.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay. So anything else? 661-842-5376.
I visit family in Petaluma. Hopefully I said that correctly.
Petaluma?
Petaluma.
Yeah, Petaluma.
Smart train goes from Ferry to Santa Rosa. They just installed new stop in Petaluma. Senior ride for free, and grandkids rides for free also. Go to Santa Rosa, have ice cream, go to the toy store. It's a fun time.
There's plenty of ways to travel. I mean, this state, why they wanted to do it in California, I mean, again, in theory, would it have been we're talking about high-speed rail, would it have been a great idea for the cost and the time that they said they would have done it in? Would it have been a cool idea? Would I have gone on it as a novelty maybe once? But I don't travel that much, whether for business or pleasure. I don't. So, I mean, I get it. The state is big, and maybe we could have even gone up all the way north and pushed through, Oregon and Washington and got up to the border of Canada and something, or maybe even started going, east to west with it. And I get it. The other countries have done it and done it remarkably. I don't think the state is big enough, but I don't think like when you look at a place like Japan or China, and you're talking about going from city to city, these places are spread out. We're not going like from here to Delano and having to stop, and then going up to the next one and having to stop, and then in Fresno and having to stop, and then and having to stop. And that's not how high-speed rail works. Now, if you would have said, we're going to have a high-speed rail and the only 2 stops on it are LA and San Francisco. Okay. But it's just, it was doomed from the beginning. It started to become a money grab where, like I told the caller, there's just too many hands inside of the cookie jar. Everybody sees the money that continues to be thrown at this thing for whatever reason. And whenever there's billions of dollars to be had, it's the Democrat way. 661-842-KERN. We got a phone call?
We do.
Let's
Yes.
sneak
Tom
it in.
is on the line.
Sneak it in before we go to break. Tom, you're on the JR Show. What's on your mind, sir? Tom? Tom going once? Hello, Tom.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Good, good. I was hearing about your high-speed rail.
Yes, sir.
Didn't know if you guys had heard, but Caltrans decided to jump on the bandwagon, and they got a bullet bus now that they're proposing.
Hold on. A bullet bus.
They call it a bullet bus.
Okay.
A high-speed bus system. Supposedly, it's supposed to go from LA to San Francisco and then to Sacramento, and it's supposed to go down the I-5 corridor, and supposedly the bus is supposed to be going up to 140 miles an hour.
How, though? And they're going to build a specific lane just for the bus? Is it attached to a rail system, or is it just like its own carpool lane?
Well, what I kind of think it's like that monorail system that they got down the 210 in LA.
Yeah, I know, very familiar what you're talking about.
I'm thinking that's what they're talking about, but from what they said, it was a high-speed bus that would drive up to 140 miles an hour, and you would have a north and southbound lane in the middle of I-5.
Wow. I would only trust it if it were attached to a rail system, though. Somebody else driving the bus at 140 miles per hour. I've seen the movie Speed, but I'm not down for it.
Well, that's why I think that it would end up having to be something like that system that they have in
down in Pasadena.
210.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I hadn't heard that before. Caltrans, though, right? You said Caltrans is.
Yes, just Google Caltrans high-speed bus system, and it'll pop up.
I will.
And it's just a proposal they put in, and they're just trying to jump on the bandwagon and collect some of this money like high-speed rail.
Yeah. Just get people to buy in and start taking taxpayer money and funds and grants, and heck, everybody can get rich. That's insane. Thanks for the info, Tom. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, us Californians will vote for anything.
Yeah, if they label it right, Tom, if they make it sound appealing enough on the docket, we'll vote for it.
Yes,
even if it costs us our own money, we'll vote right for it. We're insane.
Yeah.
Thanks for the info, Tom. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. 661-842-5376. Let's go ahead and take our last break. If you guys want to chime in, you still can. We'll get your phone call in or your text message. Again, 661-842-KERN. I'll jump in the break. I'll jump in the chat during the break on YouTube. If you guys are in there as well. On the way back, we'll find out what we learned on today's show. I'll try to get to that. What do you know what you eat? If not, we can always save that for tomorrow's Wellness Wednesday segment. You'll never eat sour gummy worms again, Chris. I promise you. I read it and I was like, wow.
I eat hot dogs. There's not much that's going to change
Well,
with eating what I eat.
I thought so too. And then the lady last night, as we're watching a movie, we weren't watching a movie. She said, "Hey, I have these different candies. They're vegan gummies." Like, really? I didn't know gummies used animal products. Well, let's look this up. Oh, I'm sad that I did. Those little cute gummy bears, I don't look at them the same anymore, Chris.
Yeah, they're part bear.
Well, they're part a lot. They're part a lot. I'll explain if I have time after the break. We'll find out what we learned on today's show. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be back.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
What's up, y'all? Let's see where we're at. Do you know who? Yes, the supervisor. I got that part. This high-speed rail will only cause tagging and vandalism. Those rails will never be used again. Just an eyesore and taking taglines so we can eat in California. You're right, Anthony. those big old, what are they, overpasses and whatnot that they've tried to build along the route already. Insane. No child left behind with education. It did. It did, because then it became about stats and making sure that we can meet those stats instead of actually passing kids. And so we just started passing kids that weren't probably supposed to pass, just so we can say that, hey, yeah, we're hitting all the marks. Crazy. Chris Orr, my niece dated Jason Mraz in high school. Shut up. You're lying. You are Chris. You are not telling the truth on that one. I believe you, my brother. He's gay now, though. But I believe you. That's insane. Kern High School District's move to AI is going to make teachers and original students talk. Absolutely. Yep. I'm scared. I'm scared, Sergio. I don't want AI in the classroom. There are so many students with IEPs that Bible forward that don't live up to life changes, and most people are left wondering. For real? All right, I believe you. My wife is a BIC teacher. She'd love AI help more, but in that population, not going to happen. Maybe preferring IEP development for those who need hands on in that realm. Stella, lack of parenting ruined the education system I grew up with, not NCLB. For real, Chris Orr? For real? For real, really? Really?
MoneyWise, clear advice, local routes. Learn more at moneywiseguys.com.
You have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS? This is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here, host of the First Look with Scott Cox program, heard right here on KRN 6 to 9 every morning. You're listening to the JR Show. Join me tomorrow morning, 6 to 9, right here on KERN.
Kind of word to say.
Welcome back. I like it, Chris. I don't care if you don't like it. I like it. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. Any text messages before we got to get out of here for the day?
We're better.
We are good and clear. Let's find out what we learned on today's show. Well, we found out that if you're racing down Panama Lane at allegedly 90 miles per hour against a motorcycle and you swerve and crash into oncoming traffic that happened to be a 19-year-old girl and you kill her, you'll only do 4 years in prison. He gets to walk out of jail and live the rest of his life while the 19-year-old is dead and her family have to deal with that for the rest of their lives. And one day, they might run into this man on the street. It's something that will forever change their lives. And this man only has to do 4 years. 4 years for taking the life of somebody else because you wanted to make an idiotic decision. I could see if it was a legit, honest to God accident of just driving down the road and I didn't see you in the lane and I accidentally clipped you and your car rolled over and killed you. That's one thing. But to make the decision to race down a street, a city street, going probably almost twice the legal limit and killing somebody, you got to do 10 years minimum.
That's a good question, though, for the opposite side of the coin. Say you are that family and you do run into this person on the street after 4 years. What do you do?
Well, I beat the crap out of him.
That's what I'm thinking.
I beat the guy. I don't
It's like,
condone.
You think you walking away?
Again, we do not condone vigilante justice on the JR show.
I am a Batman fan, though.
I'm just saying, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I got to get out of here. Stay tuned for the Ralph Bailey show. Tomorrow, we'll find out, do you know what you eat? And we'll talk about all the city's plans for their city council meeting on Wednesday night. But again, stick around for the Ralph Bailey show. This has been the JR show. Lily, Dad loves you.
Kern.
Again, we do not condone violence on the JR show. You guys be good to each other out there. Jason Mraz's birthday. You guys have a good one. Do you believe Chris Orr